Hello, this is Nancy from Yoga Journey 108, and here we are, first day of fall. The sun decided to peek out. It's still a little soggy on the ground, but here I am in the unceded and ancestral territories of the Kwikwetlam Nation, First Nation, and I'm very happy to share the first day of fall, this transition time, with all of you. Let's begin. So let's begin seated and start to come into the breath. Come into the space, whatever space you might be occupying right now. Drawing each inhale all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. And then as you exhale, just gently drawing the navel up and in. Now fall is associated with this inhale as the whole world kind of starts to draw within itself. And so as we come into our cycle of breath, pay a little special attention to the inhale. Letting it be full and deep. Fall is a time when we take stock in ourselves so that we can separate the dross from the harvest. And so through this sequence, we're going to be burning off some dross. So think of something that you would like to burn off throughout the sequence. So first, just hold it in your mind. Let's breathe around it. Now it may come with some attendant feelings, perhaps of shame, embarrassment, anger, fear. Fear is a big one. Let those emotions come up. It's okay. But let's also navigate them with a smooth and steady breath. Then we're going to give ourselves permission through the sequence to let the feelings surrounding this particular matter to change, to warp, or to stay the same. And also acknowledging that whatever it was, it served its purpose. It served a purpose, and so we don't need to run away from it. We don't need to hate it. But we do need to process it. And so that's what we're going to do today. Let's begin to move. So as we inhale, let's follow the palms are going to face the direction of the movement. We lift up, and as we exhale, palms face down, reach out and down. Inhale to rise, neutral spine right now. We'll get into the flex and extension. Okay, so here we go. As we rise, we're going to interlace the fingers, come into a warrior one mudra. That's the index finger reaching to the sky. It's kind of symbolic of our sword. We need to cut away some of the things that don't serve us anymore. And now as we exhale, we're going to pull the fingers straight ahead, but let's make sure that the shoulder blades stay on the back and support the chest. Inhale to lean forward, flat back. Exhale, melt. As we inhale, we walk the hands, help stack the spine. As we exhale, we lean back into the palms. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. Exhale, come back to neutral. Inhale to rise, find our mudra, our warrior one mudra. And exhale, slide the shoulders down, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, come forward with a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, walk the hands in, draw the navel in, shoulders roll back. And exhale, our hands come behind the hips, press the heart. Fill the heart with prana. And exhale, back to neutral. Let's switch the orientation of our feet, because you'll notice the stretch is a little different on each side. So we'll inhale to rise up. Find our mudra. Exhale, come straight ahead. Inhale, rock forward on the sit bones, tailbone lifts. Exhale to melt. Inhale, curl on up. Exhale, exhale to settle the hands behind, lift the heart. Inhale, fill that space. And exhale back to neutral. Okay. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stack and roll the shoulders back. Exhale to settle the hands. Inhale to lift the heart. And exhale back to neutral. Okay, last one. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Arms parallel to the ground. Inhale, diving forward. Exhale, releasing. And let's hold here for 2 more breaths. Very inhale, we grow long through the spine. And exhale, surrender. Next inhale, we curl on up. Bring the hands behind the hips, lift the heart. Let's hold here. And we're going to shift the weight into the left hand. We're going to swing that right hand around. Kind of start to melt the left elbow, left shoulder, and look back behind us and down. Let's make sure our right sit bone is rooted, so that's the origin of our stretch. And we'll sweep that hand back down, set it, fingers point out to the side, and sweep the other hand around. Keep lifting the heart as we melt the right shoulder. Bend the elbow in. So feel the breath along the left ribs, left waist. And we'll sweep back around, take 1 inhale in the middle. And exhale, let's roll on forward. We're gonna come on to hands and knees, find our tabletop position. So let's tuck the toes, get the feet nice and active. We can do a couple cat-cows, so we drop the belly on an inhale. Exhale, curl the spine. And kind of take a moment to feel out what your body wants to do. Does it want to take an extra sway when it comes up into cat? Does it want to hold a little bit longer in cow? Rock back and forth. Okay, so we're just take this time to really listen to our bodies. As yoga connects us with at least our physical body. Okay, so let's get nice and squared away. Draw the navel gently in so we're neutral through the spine. We're going to inhale the right leg up. And when that feels nice and comfortable, we're going to inhale the left arm up. Now let's make sure we're not reaching to the sky. That's not what this pose is. This pose is to get a neutral, long extension. So we're not trying to get a back bend here. We'll have time for that. And as we exhale, we're going to curl in, elbow to knee. Inhale to reach out strongly. And exhale to curl in. So the curling in, we have an angry cat spine. But let's make sure we don't come into cow when we're extended. Let's keep it neutral. All right, inhale here, bend the right leg up to the right leg up to the sky, sweep around, get that foot, kick into the hand, lift the heart. Okay, so now we have a bit of a cow belly stretch here. We do have a back bend. Let's make sure that knee is not winging out to the side, that it's staying in line with the hips. And release. Let's extend on an inhale. Lower the hand on the exhale. We're going to flex the back foot and cross it behind the left foot. And then we're going to push ourselves back into that heel. Get a nice, delicious calf stretch. Maybe we even pick up that left knee. Push, push, push back into that heel. And lower the knee. We're going to pivot the left foot off the mat and roll onto the sole of the right foot. I'm going to go ahead and turn around here so you can see me. And then we're going to try to line things up. Heel, knee, hand. Okay? And then reach up to the sky. And we're going to take this right hand and just guide it behind the pelvis and just help the hip, nudge the hips forward. Okay, we want to try to keep the hips, knee, foot, shoulder, arm all in the same plane. Okay, let's, on the next exhale, we're gonna power ourselves up into a lift. So let's, arms out to a T. Again, let's take that right hand behind so we can guide the hips straight up with the left hand and tilt over the extended leg. Okay, now if the hips are gonna stay where they are, then we can crawl our hand down the side, down the extended leg, and soften the right shoulder. What we're looking for is lots of opening and lots of space in our left side body. You can look past the tricep to the sky if that feels good. Okay, let's come on up, back up to our T. This time we're going to take our hand, and instead of in that line, we're going to bring it a little bit behind that line. So makes a triangle with the knee, the hand, and the foot. And then we're going to reach straight up, and we're going to pull our hand behind us so we can start to spiral the heart toward the sky. If it feels good, look up. If not, just look straight ahead. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring that right hand down. Let's crawl around so that we're set up for thread the needle with our right leg extended. So we're going to inhale, reach up with the right hand. Exhale, just curl it in. Inhale to reach up. A straight line of energy from earth all the way out to the right fingertips. Exhale to curl. Inhale to lift, and this time we're going to dive all the way through. Set the shoulder head on the ground, set the head on the ground. And what we're looking for is a nice opening through the shoulder. So if your head's not coming to the ground, then stick a block or a bolster. If your shoulder's not coming to the ground, definitely get contact with something on the ground, like a bolster or a blanket. And then just kind of use the left hand to kind of help push the body back into the shoulder. Breathe here. Try to keep the hips over the knee, over the left knee. Now what are we going to do with this left hand? We can either crawl it straight ahead, and give us a stretch from sit bones to out the left hand, or we can reach it up to the sky and actually roll on toward the back of the head, if that feels okay for the cervical spine, for the neck. Or we can wrap around and hook the right thigh. Keep rolling the left shoulder open. Okay, now wherever that left hand is, let's bring it back in front of the face so we can press on up, open up, and the hand comes down under the shoulders. Okay, now we're going to walk around over that right leg, pivot, 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 to come into our Anjaneyasana with the right leg forward. Okay. Let's sink the hips, start to get opening in the hip flexor there. We'll inhale to offer the heart forward. And as we exhale, we're going to send the hips back and get a nice hamstring stretch, because our hamstrings always need some love. Inhale forward, exhale back, and we're gonna just ease into our hamstrings. The monkey mind might jump up and go, "Oh, my hamstrings are so tight." That's okay. That's what the monkey has to say, that's fine. Now we can either stay here in the half Hanumanasana, or we can slide the left hip, left sit bone to the left heel and come into a fold that way. We're trying to spiral the center of our chest onto the knee. Okay, so my friends who are extra stretchy can settle the left cheek on the outside of the right knee. And anybody who'd like to dial up the intensity a bit on the hamstring, wherever you are, whether Hanumanasana or down here, pull the right heel back towards you and push the left knee forward. Okay, they're not going to move, but it'll engage the hamstring in a new way. And you can also explore the hamstring stretch by just gently swaying the toes. Lately I've been really into the quality of curiosity. And so get curious with what your body does and how it moves. Curiosity is such an open sensation. It's so beautiful. We tend to live into our expectations, and that often creates disappointment or entitlement. And so if we just face each day, face each move with a sense of curiosity, it kind of like opens us up for adventure. Okay, on an inhale, we're going to come on forward, come back into our Anjaneyasana. Let's make sure the knee is above the ankle. Now we're going to reach on up with both hands, get a bit of a back bend. And now as we exhale, the hands are going to open out over the right leg. So we come into a twist. We're going to keep the right hand moving. come up through the center. As it comes up, it catches the left hand to come with it, and then we open out again to the twist. If it feels okay for the neck, we can track the right hand with our gaze. Inhale to rise. Exhale to open. And let's hold here for an extra breath. And then on our next exhale, we're going to settle the left hand to the edge of the mat. Reach up with the right hand. Okay, pull the hand behind you so we can start to spiral the heart toward the sky. And now maybe we lift up the back foot. Maybe we can reach for it and grab it. Maybe we can kick into the hand and roll open the shoulder even more. Now check in with the right knee. We want to try to keep it hugging toward the midline. There's another stretch that allows us to wing it out. We're not doing that one today. Okay, let's release the foot. Let's bring that right hand and we're going to frame the right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Now we're going to windmill ourselves all the way over to warrior two on the left leg. So let's reach out with the left hand, reach back with the right. Come all the way through. We're pivoting on our feet. Pivot, 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 pivot. And sink into our warrior two. Lift the lower abs, drop the tailbone. Slide the shoulders down. Give lots of space for our noble head. All right, let's flip that palm. Inhale to rise up. Now on our exhale, let's straighten the front leg, reach out over it with all this space that we just created. And reach up with our right hand. Moving into half moons, we're going to take that right hand to our hip. Look down at the left foot, kind of hop the right foot forward. Find a place to settle the left hand. Okay, we can keep looking at the ground, or we can look straight ahead, or we can reach up with our right hand, or we can look up at our right hand. So equinox is another, you'll get a lot of balances and a lot of equinox sequences because it's the balance of the year, right? A balance between day and night. All right, now we're going to take this right hip and drop it for our transition. Okay. Level out the shoulders, come into airplane. Okay, stay right here in airplane, or if you want some blocks under your hands. Again, be curious with your balance. And then we can bring our hands forward, find our mudra, our sword. Another breath long, and we're going to settle that back foot right into warrior one. We need to be warriors when we face what we suspect are our dragons. If it feels good for the neck, look up towards your thumb knuckles. We're going to cut away the dross that we no longer need, but not out of fury, not out of shame, just out, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to release this now. Inhale, and as we exhale, the hands come down, we're going to take a vinyasa. Send the left foot back, lower down on the exhale. Inhale to press the heart forward and up, and exhale to down dog. In 5 breaths here. If this doesn't feel very restful, you can always bring your knees to the edges of the mat and come into an extended child. And again, just like we did with the cat-cow, just feel out if your body wants to sway in some way, if it wants to pedal the feet. And on our exhale, we're going to come down to hands and knees. We're back in our cat-cow tabletop. Just kind of sway. Take a couple cat-cows if you like. Take these little moments of downtime. Kind of explore your inner landscape. And checking in, see if the movement is something that the monkey wants to do. If it's just looking for a distraction, can't sit still when you're a monkey. And if it is, you can move anyway, or you don't have to. All right, we're gonna set up on our other side. So we're gonna bring the left leg up, get our balance with a neutral spine, reach out with our right hand. Okay, on an exhale, we bring elbow into knee, curl it in. Inhale, extend, gaze is at the top of the mat. I'm gonna keep a long neck. Exhale, curl in. Inhale out. Full extension. Exhale to curl in. Okay, on this one, inhale long. Now we're going to bend that knee. We're going to sweep the arm around and grab the foot. Kick into the hand. Lift the heart. Here we do have a back bend. Okay, we're going to release. Inhale long. Settle the right hand. Flex the left toe and settle it behind the right foot. We're going to push back into the heel so we get a bit of a calf stretch. So make sure that that whole line of pads at the bottom of your toes, at the base of your toes, press into the mat. Maybe we lift the right knee, get more of a stretch through the calf. And settle that knee down. If it's lifted, pivot the right foot off the mat. We're going to roll into our gate pose. Let me turn around so you can see me. Again, heel, knee, hand, shoulders, hips, same plane, in the same plane. And we're just going to reach straight up. And maybe we even pull that shoulder a bit behind us. Oh, hello, ant. Okay, let's come back. If we've pulled the hand behind, let's stack things. And on our exhale, we'll power a lift. So take a nice juicy inhale. Exhale to pull on up. Okay, we're going to reach straight up with the right hand. Take that left hand, press the hips forward so we can come into our gate pose. Okay, if hips are nice and established over the knee, then we can crawl the left hand down, get even more space. Breathe it in. Inhales help us open up. Inhales are like our little internal masseuse. And let's come back up to a T. This time we're going to bring the hand behind the knee. Again, a block is really nice here if you're not getting your hand all the way to the ground. And then let's pull that hand way behind us. Left hand so we can look up. Keep guiding the hips forward. Okay, we're going to circle around. We're going to crawl, 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 setting up for our thread the needle. And we're going to take the left hand, sweep it up, stack the shoulders. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, big movement from the earth all the way out the fingertips. Exhale, curl. Inhale up. This time we're going to dive on down to the left shoulder. Settle the head. Take a breath here. Find what you want to do with that right hand. No expectations. If you easily reached forward last time, maybe this shoulder's not so happy with that, then honor that. Maybe we reach up. Maybe we hook the thigh. Take these little moments of holding the pose to dive into your inner landscape. Dive into the current of your thoughts, sensations happening in the body. Remember, curiosity is key. So let's inhale. Let's bring that right hand back down toward the face. Push ourselves on up, spiral out. And exhale back down. We're going to crawl on over to the left side now, coming into our Anjaneyasana with our left leg. Okay. Offer the heart forward. Exhale to send the hips back. We say hello to our left hamstrings. Inhale, offer the heart. Exhale back. Inhaling forward. And this time we're going to settle either in our half Hanumanasana, or we're going to settle the right sit bone on the right heel and come into a deeper stretch. Try to guide the center of the chest onto the thigh. Pull the left heel back Push the right knee forward for a little bit more intensity. Let there be a little micro bend in the knee here. We're not trying to stretch the ligaments at the back of the knee. We're trying to target those muscles, okay, in the calf or in the thigh. Especially if you're like me, I grew up with very stretchy ligaments that would stretch too much and eventually snap. So we want to take care of our knees. Finish your next exhale. We'll inhale on up into our lunge, checking to ensure that the knee is staying above the ankle and not in front of it. Okay. Inhale to rise. We're gonna circle the arms on our next exhale. So we circle to twist out over the left knee, and we keep the left arm moving. Catch the right hand as we lift. And exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale out. And last time, inhale. And exhale, hold here. Oh, this is so great. It's like I'm embracing the trees. Come here, trees, get a hug. All right, right hand comes to the edge of the mat, left hand goes to the sky. And if it feels good, we can pick up that back foot and grab it. Now this is gonna be a lot nicer for the knee if you're not here, if you're not right on top of the kneecap, but you're actually bringing your hips forward so that we land on the fleshy part above the kneecap. Press it into the right hand, give your chest lots of space. Okay, let's lower the foot if we got it, reach it on up. And we'll frame that front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. We're gonna do our windmill. So we're gonna reach ahead with the right hand, reach back with the left, circle it all the way around into our warrior two over the right leg. Okay. Find your foundation, sink into both feet. So we tend to put a lot of our weight in that front leg. We do a lot of loading happening on the right leg, but let's try to get some more of the weight into the back leg as well. Balance things out. And speaking of balance, inhale, let's rise up. Let's keep all this space. We're creating a lot of space so that when we come down into our triangle, we can stay more or less long on our right side. So let's straighten that leg, reach out over it. Come into our triangle. Look up if it feels good. One of the reasons I love coming outside for yoga is that view. Seeing the sky every time I spiral my heart. All right, coming into our balance sequence. Everybody bear with me. Look down at the right foot. We're gonna hop the left foot forward. I'm gonna back up so I stay in frame. And we're gonna find our half moon. A block under the right hand is very helpful. Hips are nice and stacked. We're reaching out through the ball of the big toe. No expectations at all. Maybe the other side you're like, la, no problem. But this time you're here. That's okay. Okay. Now we're gonna drop this hip. We're gonna level out the shoulders. Come into our airplane. Maybe we sweep the arms forward into a warrior three. There goes my foot. So in warrior three, the arms are alongside the ears. And we're just gonna drop that foot back, lower the heel, come straight into a warrior one. Okay. Establish our warrior one and look up toward the sky, our sword exalted into the heavens. Oh, excuse me, Bee. It takes courage to move away from monkey mind. Monkey mind is there to keep you safe. It has its purposes. And so taking the responsibility away from monkey and starting listening to the inner sage does take a bit of a fortitude. On an exhale, we're going to release the hands back down to either side, send the right foot back. We're going to take our vinyasa Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, back to down dog. Okay, now everybody, let's settle the knees, toes together, sink the hips, melt the heart. Creating pathways to peace. So stimulus, 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 release. The more little pathways we can make from being stimulated into a place of tranquility, the better we can access it in times that we're not just on the mat. Okay, let's come up through downward dog. Let's actually step the feet off the mat and push back into downward dog. And then let's walk the hands about a fourth way up the mat and then push the hips back again to downward dog. Toes are slightly pigeon-toed here. And then we'll walk all the way back. Nice hang. Maybe opposite palm to opposite elbows. Maybe sway a bit from side to side. And when you come back to neutral, just kind of rock the weight into the toes. See how that feels. And we'll release the hands. We'll take an inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Soften the knees, just tiny micro bends. You don't even see it. Inhale to come all the way up. And let's step back to the top of the mat. Well, we can't do an autumn equinox sequence without throwing a tree in there somewhere. So we're going to work our way into the tree. Let's interlace the fingers, rise on up. And one of my first videos was setting up the tree pose. And exhale. Inhale, push the palms to the sky, lift up on the toes. Exhale down. Switch the orientation of your fingers for another finger in front. Got to balance those out too. Let's breathe here for another 2 breaths. Press specifically into the balls of the big toes. Find a little space on the ground that's still. And exhale, release the hands, shake out the legs. And because balance was always a big challenge for me, that's kind of my Achilles heel. I love to go into them now. I used to be like, oh no, we got to do a balance and I'm going to fall and I'm going to wiggle. Yeah, that's okay. So now I love them. So let's root into the left foot and we'll just simply inhale the right leg up. No big deal. Knee comes in toward the chest and we exhale it right back down. Just one breath. What's one breath? Wind's blowing. Floor's kind of uneven. That's okay. Check out how your balance is today, in this moment. So not only do you have the physical environment that you have to contend with to bring beginner's mind to, you also have your internal landscape. It's not going to be the same. So some days you're like an oak. We're going to hold an extra breath here. And some days this wind will just knock you all over the place. The inner wind is deadly. We tend to get caught up in our own little whirlwinds so often. Okay, this time we're gonna bring this one up and we're gonna hang here. We're gonna pull the knee up even more. Try to stay nice and tall. All right, let it go. Okay, we're getting it. We're here. We're focused, we're strong, we're balanced. Relax the shoulders. Enjoy the little weaknesses. Okay, we're going to come into a tree now. So we can wing that knee out and we're going to come into seedling. Or we're on the fat calf and we're sapling. Or we're all the way up into the thigh and we're a tree. And maybe we want to get a little more, so we slide the foot into the hip crease, let the knee track downward. The lotus variation. Maybe we extend our branches. Challenge ourselves with shifting our gaze upward. Don't forget to breathe here. And we'll release our limbs and shake it out. We do the same thing on the other side. So root in first, need our roots, and then find our limb. And again, no expectations at all. If the one side was one way and this side's not the same, no panic. We are not bilaterally symmetrical. We do have a difference between sides. And it's all right. If you want to move into the lotus variation, the lotus tree. If you want to extend your branches, and then also extend your gaze upward. Notice which side is a little more stable than the other. It's usually the side that's, the more stable one is usually the one that's not as stretchy. And let's come on back. Release our limbs, shake out the legs. Stand out nice and wide. Let the arms come wide, press hips forward. Drink in a couple breaths. And let's come to the top of our mat. We're going to vinyasa our way down onto the ground. So it doesn't matter which side of the mat you're on. You're going to inhale to rise. Exhale to dive forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to plant the hands. Step or hop back. If you hop back, land on slightly bent elbows so you can lower down on the exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. And we're going to jump on through. Or do a half jump through. That's where you're at. Okay, let's bring out the legs nice and wide. Point the toes toward the sky, just like we did in our warm-up. We're gonna do this as part of our stretch and cool down. We inhale up, find our mudra. Exhale, slide the shoulders, pull the shoulder heads back, slide the shoulders down. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale to melt. Inhale, walk it back, stack the spine, bring the hands behind the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rock forward, tailbone is off the ground. Exhale, just sink. Inhale to come on up. Hands behind hips. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale. Okay, this time when we melt, we're going to stay there. And melt it down. I get to smell grass. For those of you who have bolsters or pillows, you can prop them up to help give your head a place to rest. Or you can be on your elbows and give your head a place to rest here, or you make it all the way to the ground. Rest there. Dive on into the hips. Hang out with yourself. You are perfect the way you are. Okay, how many monkey voices just rose up right after I said that? That's not true. You're not perfect. That's a monkey. That's what a monkey always does. That's what the internal critic can't let that one pass. But it's true. You are perfect the way you are right now. That's what the Zen, there's a Zen saying, that you're perfect the way we are with room for improvement. So if we accept that we're perfect the way we are, it's not going to just keep us just, oh yes, I'm perfect, I don't need to do anything. No, if you are in your own being, perfect the way you are, then there's a will to power, there's that curiosity, that openness that comes and keeps you trying new things. Because we just have a little time here on this planet. So what are we going to do with it? If we're paralyzed by self-hatred and shame, we're not going to do anything. But if we allow ourselves to be open to the fact that we are right the way we are, we're not worried about fixing ourselves first. We're just going to go out and do what we need to do. All right, let's walk ourselves on up. Lean it back, shake out the legs. Okay, we're gonna curl the left leg in, right leg stays out, rather wide. We're gonna slide the right hand down the leg, start to spiral the heart up toward the sky, reach overhead. Okay, if you can get that toe, please do so. We're gonna come into compass. This is a different way to come into compass. I actually saw this on Yoga Journal, so you're trying it out with me. So let's plant this right hand. It's gonna help us lift. It's gonna slide in front of the leg as we lift it. Maybe it comes up behind the shoulder. Oh, here we are in compass. Now, if that was not happening for you, you can start here. So start with just working the knee behind the shoulder, set the hand, and then straighten from here. That was kind of fun, coming up from half dragonfly. Okay, let's release. Go down the way we came. And come on up. Let's give ourselves a little twist away from that leg. And come on back. Let's switch sides. Setting up nice and tall. We're going to slide the left hand along the inside. Roll the right shoulder open. Dive over to the side. Maybe we can reach overhead and get that toe. Maybe the side's a little different. We'll see. We'll see what happens. No expectations. Okay, we're going to slide the left hand so it's down on the ground. We're going to push into it. Lift, 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 lift. Ah, we made it. Here we are in compass. And once you're ready, we'll kind of, with control. Hey, we did it. Come on up. Let's twist away. And release. And because I'm running out of time here, we're going to come on down for a closing sequence. Let's gather the knees into the chest, sway the hips from side to side. Oh. So you don't have to see my microphone. Just sway the hips from side to side. Maybe make some nice big circles. And we'll settle our feet. Let's have our hands alongside our body. We're going to inhale, press the hips up to the sky. Maybe roll onto the shoulder heads, interlace the fingers. Feel the weight in the feet. Feel the weight in the shoulders. If this feels good, we're going to scoot the left foot toward the center line and lift up through the right leg. Oh, hi, B. Inhale here. Exhale, let's come parallel to the ground. Inhale back up. And exhale back down. Let's bring the right foot toward the center line as we inhale the left leg up. Exhale parallel to the ground. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back down. Breathe here. Release the hands. Slowly uncurl the spine and sway the legs from side to side. You know, just make sure you're aware of your body. If lifting the leg is not comfortable for you, then don't take that option. There's no to get anywhere. There's just the experience you're in right now. And if you're in agony, then you're racing to get through the experience and you're not hanging out with the experience. And that's what we want. We want to hang out with each and every experience, whether it be emotional or physical. Okay, let's come on into fish. So scoot the wrists underneath the sacrum, palms face down. Scoot the elbows under the rib cage, extend the legs. Press on up to look at your toes. Press the chest up even more and release the crown of the head to the ground. Stretch the throat. Stretch the chest. Breathe. My friends who are comfortable in fish, 45 degrees with the legs. Heels together, toes out. Okay, my friends with the feet lifted, go ahead and lower them down. Press into the elbows, tuck the chin, look at the toes, and slowly slide back down onto our backs. Release the hands, sway the knees. take a moment to come into whatever pose your body's asking for. Maybe it wants a shoulder stand, maybe it wants a supine twist, maybe a happy baby, whatever you choose. Just make sure that you make a deal with the monkey that, okay, we're going to do these extra poses that you want as long as we can come into Savasana and be still. And so that's what you eventually want to end up doing, whether you take Supta Baddha Konasana like I am, or extend the legs on the mat. Just make sure whatever shape you've chosen for your Savasana is without any effort at all. Settle in. Take a few more clearing breaths. And then just let yourself sink in to gravity. Gravity and breath. Just become gravity and breath for the next 5 minutes. Thank you so much for sharing your fall equinox journey with me. I hope you have a beautiful season, and if you like this video, please hit like. If you want more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And yes, and beyond that, I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.